Welcome to the narrowboat that James built. Hope you're well, thanks for joining me. Well, as you know, this week has got to be a monumental week in terms of getting stuff done. So first off, I want to finish the bulkhead in the bathroom. So want to get those two attached. Now the pipes are in, I can lay the floor down, that little bit of extra floor, put the two bulkheads in, and then possibly start kind of fitting out the bathroom. But once they're in, then that's good. I can get that done. So I'd have had to rejig the pipe work. I'll show you that. I'm getting my kitchen delivered today. The kitchen is going to obviously need cutting and building. So I'm getting melamine sheets basically delivered. I measured it all up last night. I think I've got it right, which just requires one cut per board. And I'm just rejigging things a bit because of the stove, which I'll come on to in a second. I've also got to take the gas locker today to get reconditioned and have some improvements made on that. I don't know how long that takes to get done, so I need to get that done. And also, whilst I'm at the place getting the gas locker sorted, I'm hoping they're going to have some steel offcuts I can use to create the air void for the hearth or the backing of the fireplaces. Talking of which, the stove. So I wanted it at the end of the galley, and this is where you guys can come in. I do need your help here. So the is it Solitech, they got the guide as to how to install a stove, and the BSC have got their guide as to how to install a stove. And basically you've got to have obviously the wall back and on the back and the sides, which is an air void, then the CS board, then the cement board, and then the tiling. Fine, that's easy. That comes to about 65 mil, 70 mil. Then the BSC say it's got to be at least 150 mil between that wall, the end of the tile, and the side of the fireplace. Got to be 150 mil. There is Solitech that say it can be at least 45 mil gap, so that's not much at all. BSC 150. The manufacturer says it's got to be 650, which is that. And if that's the case, then the stove's like near the in the dinette. That's just not going to work. It's going to be in the middle of the boat, and 650 from the back as well. So I've got this wrong. I must have done it, or other people have, because I've seen these stoves in boats and they've got that much gap at the back and that much gap at the side. So either they're non-compliant or solid, or it's all wrong. But I phoned up the manufacturer and they confirmed it on the phone to me that the technical information is correct, provided that it's got to be 650 mil. It's also got to be 380 mil, the flue, from the combustible material on the side of the wall, which again means it's in the middle of the boat pretty much, and that's not correct. You can't have a bend in the chimney. Well, you can, but you shouldn't have, and I don't need to have that. I've got to kind of look at that. So if anyone has installed one of these Hamlet stoves, please let me know if I've got this wrong, and if you've done anything else. Obviously I've looked on YouTube and I've seen other people install them, but I just want to, a bit of clarity on that would be good if there is any. But today, really bulkheads first, floor, and then I've got to sort out this galley area because I really need to start fitting out the kitchen, which means kind of shifting everything around on the boat again, which is a bloody nightmare. And I'm hoping my LED nav lights are coming today as well, so I'm going to swap them over, because obviously on the power audit it's easier to have LEDs than the two I've got existing, which are halogen. So I'm still glad I bought the old LED lights, or the new LED lights, because they're lower consumption. Right, let's crack on. So I'm just going to get this gas locker here kind of improved upon, shall we say. It's an old gas locker, you can tell, because it's got a regulator on it, and it's got some kind of skin fitting, and I was really just measuring it to make sure that it fits in the Calagas bottles that I need. So I'm going to have two of them, so it's definitely the right size, so that's excellent. but you'll see here it's got no hole at the bottom. It needs to have a small outlet there for the air, for the gas, if there's a leak, for it to drain out down the side of the boat. This obviously needs to come off and be changed. It all needs to be cleaned up, and I need a seat building on it, some kind of top being fabricated. But I'm glad I found one. That saved me a bit. Right, I'm just about to now make the floorboard piece. Well, here it is. I've started cutting it out to cover up this gap here, and in order to do so I've had to trim the ends of the hot and cold pipe coming in, so that's just going to fit underneath the floor and come up there in the corner, so it'll all be hidden. I've reverted back to what it was before because these pipes are under less tension this way, so this is more comfortable for them, and that'll tuck in nicely. Right, so the bulkhead in the bathroom is in, and that bit of floor has been replaced. So the pipes feed under there. I've marked up the hot pipe with some red tape, and again at the end there, and they just poke up there. Then I'll put an elbow on them and run them into the bathroom when I know what I'm doing. Aha! My kitchen has been delivered. Now, it doesn't look much like a kitchen, but this is the melamine stuff that, you know, most kitchens are made of. It's just 15mm thick, crappy chipboard, but the surfaces are good and proper on this stuff. So it'll take a bit of cutting, but that lot came to 100 quid, and basically that should be all of my kitchen. So it's a lot cheaper than buying all the component parts. Bear in mind, I'm going for 50 centimetre deep and wide units. If I was going for 60s, it'd be cheaper to buy them off the shelf, but I'm not, so this is what I've got to do. This bulkhead is now peppered with holes all over it. I've just had to get the screws in the kind of the best ways possible, to give it some rigidity. There's about 20 screws in that, because obviously on the other side of it is a bit of a maze of timbers. When I put this up, there was quite a lot of comments about insulating this, mostly for sound. I won't go into any details, but basically the more dense that wall is, the better for sound insulation. So there's a few varieties of insulation you can get. Some of it costs an absolute fortune. It's like recording studio stuff. I don't think I need that. All I really need is matter behind there. That's all that really matters. Excuse the pun. So it won't surprise you to learn that I'm going for something quite cheap, quite easy to apply, and don't have to, more importantly, I don't have to muck around with any weird cuts and, you know, mucking around with the Stanley knife and stuff. So this one's going to come into play. And the inside of the bathroom bulkhead has had some spray foam insulation. Must say, actually, a little bit left to go, but this has really made quite a significant difference. I'm quite amazed. It's much denser at the top here where I'm tapping on the other side of it, and obviously on this side it's all fill. It's bonded the wall together a bit more. It's brought it in nice and tight. That was a can, so £6 to do all of that. So it's probably going to be a tenner to insulate the whole lot. I think that's quite good value in comparison to other products available. Here's the galley area. The boards have now been cut up, and they're ready to go. Well, they're not really ready to, well, they're ready to go in. I need to line the back wall. I need to make the bulkhead, and then I need to start assembling this lot. Well, it's been a really good day today. I feel like I've kind of got quite a few things ticked off the list. Pipe work, as much as I can really do, has been laid out. I've taken on board your comments from the last video. I am going to switch around the hot and the cold. I'm not going to do it yet. I might, if I can be bothered, I might do it tonight. But I'll certainly get round to doing that, and I'll insulate the hot pipe as well. And if I've got space, I might insulate them both. So that's been done. I took the gas locker, as you could see it earlier on. I've taken that to a metal fabricators just down the road. They're going to repair it and make it good and make a seat for it. And whilst I was there, I also picked up some of this stuff, which is 12mm square steel. It's 3mm thick. And that is going to be used as to create the air gap when I install the stove. Talking of which, on the stove, I've spoken to someone that says no, you can fit one of those stoves in a 60x60 box or square, so I know it can be done. And I've spoken with Ian, who is my BSS chap, and he said, yeah, no, 150mm on each side, you'll be good to go, and on the back and on the front. So that's good. That's exactly what I wanted to hear, which leads me on to BSS. So the boat safety, well, the BSC, the boat safety certificate is something that many people have commented on. Obviously, it's something that has to be done before you can license the boat, which is something you have to do before you can insure the boat, which is something you have to do before you can put the boat in the water. So there's a few admin-y things I need to do pretty soon. So Ian is currently sunning himself in Tenerife, lucky sod. So, but he'll be back soon, and once he is, it'll hopefully coincide and he can sort out my BSS. Obviously, there's not really much to assess on it at the moment. There's no gas, there's no electric, but by the time he gets here, hopefully that will all be it. Obviously, I'm liaising with him, so I'm making sure the bits and pieces I'm doing are compliant, and he's great. He just answers my questions on text message, so it's really useful. So yeah, to answer any of your queries, BSS is, or the certificate is in hand, and then yeah, insurance and the license and everything like that. I managed to put in a couple of, well, it was easy, put in a couple of bulkheads, so I fitted them. Now the pipe works in, I could put the floor in, and then I could put the bulkheads in. So the bedroom one's been attached, the bathroom ones are all in attached, but as you can see there, that one is not done. That is on my list of things to do tonight, so I've got to get that done. I've ordered my LED downlighters. They cost a bloody fortune. The low profile ones are insane. If you want big, thick, fat ones for your house where you've got like a huge void in which to put them in, you're fine. But these things are ridiculous anyway. So I've got them. And the most important thing out of everything is that there's a crane coming tomorrow. So my neighbour on the other side now, Lucy, well, that's the name of the person, not the boat. I don't know if the boat's got a name. That is going from here to Bristol. So on one hand, it will be sad to see it go because it's a Springer like this one. On the other hand, it will be great to see it gone because to get round the back of it or to get into the shed, I've got to go down this like mud slope, and it's usually soaking wet. So that would be quite handy to have a bit of a wider access path. I'd also just want to say thank you to Mike for helping me cut up the, well, in fairness, he did it all. All I did is stood there and watched. So thanks, Mike, for cutting that melamine up. Obviously, that is all the carcass work for the galley. As I mentioned earlier, it's got to be kind of cut to size because of I'm going for fairly narrowish or 500mm depth cupboards in the galley, purely for proportions. I'll go into that when I do the fitting out of the galley, but that is actually coming up next. So until then, be well. Thank you very much for watching. If you're newly subscribed, I hope you've enjoyed it. Please join me on the next one. The galley's going in. To normal people, we call that a kitchen, but on a boat, it's got to be called a galley. Take care. Bye-bye.